Welcome back everybody into another weekly recap. This is the second week of May, coming from the 8th of May up until the 12th of May. And as you can see, it was a negative week, I would say, of course, and it's a minus 2%, which is still like a very reasonable amount. We can see that we basically went the first trade minus 2 point something percent, another loss the following day, a break-even day, further loss on Thursday, to come up with a win on Friday. As you can see, so we are almost coming up to the same in Friday, to the same amount of Monday, but we're going to see what actually happened during these days, why these losses, what I could have done better, and of course that's all the recap about. We can immediately see, of course, this is the win rate. This week was only 25% out of 8 trades, not many, and we can see that the average win is almost 2 to 1 compared to the average loss, which is still good. As you can see, 32 pips, 15 pips. Commission €5, and some other data that is not really relevant. We can see here on my screen or my Excel spreadsheet that this is the monthly loss. So we are down a total of 3.3% of the month, which is okay. Still 2 weeks to go, and remembering that I'm here to learn, not to make profit yet. So let's focus more on the second week, which is this one, and we can see that the win rate is decreasing. So we went from 30 down to 25. We also took 2 trades less. The average net win is bigger, so it is good. It is a positive, it's an improvement. I have 3.8 daily trades. I don't think that's correct. I'm going to check it. And yeah, 1.89. It's the new RR, which is an improvement. And yes. Basically, that's the data. That's what matters. Let me just pause and check the data. Okay, I simply had to fix the days over here because that was a high daily trade. As you can see, the average daily trade was 2.3 this week. That's because I was selecting more of the trades. And yeah, I think only one day I took 3 trades, and the others, one day I took 3 trades, the other I took basically 2 or 1, so that's still a good average daily trade, and yes, this is intact. Let's get into the actual trades, and then we're coming back to see what we could have done better and the actual results, how we could have changed. So these are the main trades, and we're starting from this one, the number 11, and we're going to see it step by step. So as you can see, this is start of the week. So what I was looking at, it's we are in a bullish trend. Price is failing. This is pre-New York. Then price is failing to make a new high, and we can see it, but still also failing to make a new low because it's still respecting some relevant PSA, and we are starting New York at these lows. Break and retest, and still facing a rejection over there. So up until now, we are in a sort of consolidation, bullish, high time frame bullish consolidation on the lower time frame. But I mean, the trade that I've been taking is not based on this previous price action. It's basically after seeing this candle rejection at the previous lows, which could have been a nice entry if I'm staying on a bullish bias, or even the retest of the next PPL. Then we see that the price is making a new higher high, a little bit of a rejection, and then what I'm looking is, okay, this is the new higher high. Let me just like this, I am expecting a pullback of this overall bullish move, possibly 50%, possibly at these lows to take the continuation. So as you can see here, I wait for the retest of this previous area and then I enter over here exactly. The only thing that I don't like about this trade is that it's in the middle of the range. It's just buying when there's a lot of bearish pressure. It's not, there isn't any confirm of the bullish liquidity. So for example, I would have preferred to enter in inside after seeing the top of 75% and then at this candle close. Yes, it would have been a loss anyway. That doesn't really matter. But at this, I would enter with a confirm of the bullish bias, or even better, confirm with the breaker retest of 2025 to go and target into new highs. We can also see that by the size, I mean how big this PPL's area is, that the volume is not that big. I mean, the start of New York, we are coming into a 20 pip range, 30 pip range. Still, there's not enough volume and momentum to take a very good entry. Anyway, this was the first loss and the only loss of the day. We come back. No, I think no, was not the only one. Shortly after, we see that the price is making here after the rejection, after breaking below these previous lows, price is actually showing us a very strong bearish price action. We have a break and retest that I missed of these previous lows. You can see it over here, how clean that is. Break and retest and the continuation bearish. This entry 2021 will go to 2018, so that will be a 30 pip win. What I take is actually, I don't really like it, but it's at least it's in trend. I'm taking the retest exactly of the key level. As you can see over here, that's the retest, expecting the price to continue bearish in continuation of this overall move. There's a lot of momentum, a lot of direction. The only thing that I don't like is that there's not a really relevant PSA on the chart. It's simply a key level. There isn't anything over here. So I would prefer to put maybe, okay, let's see, this is the movement. I want to take a 50% retracement over there. I would prefer to have taken the sell over here because it is matching some relevant PSA on the chart instead of taking it over here. It will still be a loss, but at least it will make sense. Then I will see, for example, this breaking out of this previous PSA, making a new higher low, and then taking a possible buy on the continuation up. But anyway, this was another loss. And we move to the next day, the 13th. This was a little bit unlucky. And we can see that number 13 on the 9th of May, we are in a very strong bearish market structure. As you can see, this is coming from pre-New York. This is New York open. I don't remember if we had any news. I don't think so. I missed this entry. Okay, because I missed a few entries. I remember that this was a 50 or 60% retracement and I missed this entry. Something that I should not have not done because I was looking at it. Price is making new lower lows, new higher, lower high. Is strongly bearish with multiple confirmation coming from a strong 4-hour PSA. That would have been the best entry. On the bearish side, outside this possible entry, don't think that we were very close to the key level, but this was that's what the best entry should have been. And then we see the continuation bearish. So we also have another break and retest after breaking the key level for continuation bearish. After that, what we see is a strong reaction from these lows. Still, we are still bearish, retesting these levels, but what we see is that we are creating some sort of support over there. We are creating some sort of order block over here. between these highs and these lows and fail to break. So that's when I see this actual price action developing, and actually that's where I should have entered, over here at the retest of the order block highs. But the fact that I was so strongly we were in a very strong bearish downtrend sort of put me off. So what I waited for, and it's actually, I think it's good, it's not a bad trade idea, is that okay, I enter exactly at the break and retest of the order block of the key level after breaking above. As it's a very good entry. Break and retest of key level and previous highs on the left hand side. Also retesting the trend line, and price will go 25 pips in profit and then come back and stop me out. So it's really a good trade idea, simply that price was unlucky not to go to my TP of 30 pips, but at least the entry was good. We can see it here, even with a review. I have nothing to say about it. It was a very good entry, and yeah, it simply was unlucky that the price did not reach my TP. Let's move on the 14th. This is on Wednesday after the news, and that's the first two trades were very simple, nothing to say about. Strong bullish momentum, waiting for the top of this entry. As you can see, this was the top of the, I was waiting for the retest of this area. Let me, like this was the retest. And what we are seeing, of course, it's I'm expecting the continuation bullish. So that's why this entry, it's a very late entry. And I remember that I was scared to enter over here. I was really scared. Luckily, even an entry over here gave me 35 pips, but still I should have entered over there, and that would have probably been like 40-45 pips. Or anyway, entering over there would have been even going to 3-1 risk to reward. So that was my entry. I know that the best entry, a fearless entry, would have been much lower, but still was a profitable trade. Then what I see is price is making a new high. We are retesting the previous low highs on the left hand side and key level. So as you can see, retest of a high relevant PSA and also a recent PSA. So very good entry, as you can see, as close as possible to the key level. Again, this was very unlucky because my entry was at 2045.5 something, and the price actually went to like 30 pips, and on the dot, simply that due to the spread, it was not taken out. I wasn't taken out at break even. I was taken out at profit, but it would have been a win. It's a very good trade idea, and still unlucky. But since I don't have any break-even rule, I would have probably been stopped out right before going there. So that's why I prefer to have this loss rather than a break-even instead of a win, and that's good. That's fine. It is what it is. It will probably go then again to my TP, but that's another thing. Yeah, the trend was respected. I didn't re-enter. So this was the first trade, and that's of course, the second trade. The 30 pips was over there. Probably even the second one would have not been triggered. Yeah, it's 2045.18, and the high of this candle was 2048.18 on the dot, but didn't with the spread. I got sleep. I didn't get the TP hit. Then what we see, it's a very strong rejection. You can see over here, multiple candles closing and breaking below, but I'm failing to enter over there. And we're going to see the third trade is simply a bet, I would say. I'm missing all this move. Then I see New York Stock Exchange opening. I missed this move because I don't know if I'm bullish or bearish, but as you can see, in a bearish trend, it's very strong. We have a retest and a failure to make a new high. As you can see, if we cancel this exactly, it's exactly the retest of these previous highs for a continuation bearish. Even though the price does not make a new low, it's still 30 plus pips. It would have been a win. And I remember that I wanted to enter buys then over here when I saw this candle, because price is making a double bottom. We are at a very relevant PSA. Price is failing to make with multiple candles, 2-3 candles failing to make a new low. So I wanted to enter over there to take advantage of the momentum. Anyway, I wait for right before the 10 a.m. candle, it opens. I'm betting that these 3 candles are making the lower wick, retesting these previous lows. So I'm betting that this candle closing over there after tapping this previous PSA is the sign of going bullish again. The only fact is that 2036.34, 38. So it goes like 17, 18 pips. This in this case, yes, it's a trade where break-even rule would have saved me from losing. But as you can see here, that was a strong. I'm not managing the trade, but as you can see, the price reacted to a very relevant and recent PSA and failed to break. So anyway, that was the trade, and we're coming into Thursday. Very bad trade. This was very frustrating for me. So we have some news, and Thursday, yeah, we have the jobless claims and PPI. Still, we have a big spike in volatility. I wanted to enter sells over here after, my setup of that I always talk about, with the price making above and then do it like this, or even without, simply like this after this rejection. I always talk about it, but I never take it because it's too counter trend, it's too risky for me. I don't like that the price then, if it then bounces and goes back up, I would say, okay, I'm stupid, why am I taking a sell if we are such a strong bullish? The only thing is that, okay, yeah, I don't take it over here, but why am I not taking it at a multiple failure to break? And absolutely, prices gave me all the chance. I am, up until here, up until the last minute, I am in a sell bias. Remember, I am in a sell bias because I am seeing that the market structure is strongly bearish. I am seeing it. And you might say, why did you buy? I don't know. But let me show you one thing. And this is yesterday. Yeah, as you can see here, I was exactly looking right before that. I was looking at the sells from this area. That's the same day. I was looking for the sells, and 1 minute later, I take a buy. That's due to the full power of the intuitive mind, FOMO, anything. I just validated the retracement of this on the bullish side. I just said, yeah, we made a new higher high, yada yada yada. We are bouncing from there. Still, it was really hard for me, but I failed to enter with my pre-planned trade idea. I actually enter buys, and as you can see, it's not about the loss, it's about the frustration of not being able to take the trade that I was actually looking at 1 minute before that. So it was really frustrating. So I was unable to enter this entry. I wanted to saw it breaking below the PSA and retesting it a couple times to enter sells, and also this retracement was exactly a 50% or 61% of this bearish move. Yeah, I simply was too frustrated and I didn't take anything. And we're coming into yesterday and the last trade of the week, where I was pre-planning this idea all along. Of course, we are in a strong bullish bias. I'm seeing this PSA over here, which is matching all these relevant PSA. I say, okay, if the price breaks above and retests it, then I'm going to take a buy. It does it, not very, very strong, but it retests. I enter exactly on the dot, and yeah, price will go 30 and even more pips on the upside. So very, very simple, straightforward entry. Very proud of my entry. 2007.6. It's very close to the PPL. It's a 1 pip away, and my entry was like a couple of seconds before the candle close. And as you can see, how the price would give me a much worse price because of the spike. You can see there's a slippage between the candle close and open, and yeah, I'm glad that I entered before the candle close because I was seeing multiple rejection at this level. So these were the trade, and as you can see, the ones that I could have avoided were the 17, 15 was unlucky, 17, 15, and this one, 13, 15 and 17 could have been a win if I was not unlucky. So let's see, for example, 17, 15, and 13. So for example, in this case, right, yeah, 13, 15, and 17, okay, were a win. In this case, I would have got a 63% win rate, and I would have a nice win of this week. Would have been a plus 55 week. That's actually huge. Would have been overall coming back into a very profitable month. But yes, of course, it's just about, okay, what if I wasn't that unlucky in a couple of occasions, how would it have been? Still very good win rate, still almost 2-to-1 risk to reward, and yeah, that's would have been pretty, I would say, but the reality is not. The reality is different. So don't dwell too much on the what could have been, instead of what it was. And I wanted to check something. Okay, yeah, I wanted to check that if we just look at these last trades, as you can see, this week I took three losses that were counter trend, and those are basically the ones that I could have avoided pretty easily, pretty straightforward. And the only difference that I wanted to see is that, okay, from this one here says 0 and 3 wins. I had 3 wins, right? 1, 2. Okay, so for number 11. Okay. Okay, from here. So you can see it's a loss down of 2%. 30 pips is 2%. If I compare to TP 1 to 3, that would have been a break even, because as you can see, of course, the bad trades. If we see okay, this one would have been a loss, I would say. Okay, if we go on the overall month and we deselect the losses, we can see how far it will go. Each win that I took, so not the bad, okay, not thinking about what I could have done, should have done, the wins were all average more than 45 pips. As you can see, simply based on the wins, I could have had way more, like 90 pips more, compared to the 1 to 2 break-even rule. So what does it say? That when I win, I am winning less than what I could, because as I just showed you, for example here, this would have gone 70 pips. This would have gone from here, 2042, will go 60 pips to 2048. And these are the only two wins of the day. For example, this one will still be a loss. This one will still be a loss. Just thinking about the actual wins, we can also go to see last week's sell. This one would have gone for more than 45 pips. Let's see if I have any other win of last week. This one, as you can see, would have gone 45 pips. This one, sell, would have gone more than 45 pips. So it's all these trades would have gone more than 3-1, and this one was managed manually. And yeah, so that's why from the next week I will probably place a TP 1 to 3 instead to 1 to 2, because if the trade is a winner, it will most likely win 3-1, and that's it. Also understanding that, let me show you. To have the same result, break even, with 2-1, I will need 34% win rate, which I don't have. But with a 28% win rate, which is the one that I have now, I will be slightly profitable if I was sticking to a 3-1 risk to reward ratio. So we can see that most likely if we see all the trades, this one is a 0 and this one is a plus 90. As you can see, I will be in profit for like 6% of the month right now. If I simply, with taking this, the bad trades that I took, I will still be in profit due to the fact that the 3-1 are compensating more for each loss. Each 3 losses is a win. 3 losses is a win. So even not changing any entry, I will still be profitable with a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So that's absolutely something that the data is showing and that I will implement from the next week. And yeah, I will not talk about the psychology. You can see it over here with my daily questions and my daily set. I forgot to do this yesterday and I will do it now, but yeah, it was a pretty simple day with one trade, and that was it. So as a recap, what we can see is like sort of recap. Negative to mode anyway, and we stick to trend trades, and I will show you the really last thing of this is that the last thing is the last picture, which is the last challenge that I'm doing from May, which is about taking at least one trade a day in trend on a low time frame, clear volume and momentum in trend, more or bigger candles, and stop loss ought to be hit. I need to be patient. If I'm patient, I win. Be patient. Clear price action. Because the previous challenge was only about taking a trade without managing, but I was taking just a very poor trades compared to the proper ones. So I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly recap, and I'll see you next time.